Today marks my 30th game review. Now that might seem like a small number, but there's a lot of video editing and site maintenance that goes into each video. During that time period, we've looked at a lot of different genres, but I feel like we've neglected one. Side-scrolling shooters. So today we're going to look at UN Squadron, also known as Area 88 in Japan. After the Super Nintendo was released to North America in 1991, we needed a shooter that would be forever remembered on the Super Nintendo. Sure enough, Capcom delivered that incredible game. They brought us great titles like Street Fighter II, Mega Man 2, and many others. I remember a friend calling me and asking, "Do you want to play UN Squadron?" It didn't sound familiar to me. I probably saw it in a magazine, but it really never caught my eye. Well, I wish it had. The game's opening scene and incredible music drew you into the game. I thought it was so cool seeing the perspective of the pilot going down the runway getting ready for takeoff. I always thought the scrolling effects were so cool because the NES could never do this. Before going into battle, you are able to pick from 3 characters each with special abilities. I always played best with Shin. The plane could take a reasonable amount of damage, and you could choose from a few good weapons when starting out. Before each mission, they give you a chance to equip your plane with any additional special weapons. I usually just selected all of them, even if I was not going to use them. Any weapons left over after the mission will give you a cash bonus. The first mission is predetermined, but after beating it, the map opens up to give you a non-linear experience. I love the fact they made the game this way. I prefer games that allow you to select multiple levels. It makes the game more interesting and gives you those extra choices to make. The details that went into each level was incredible for the Super Nintendo. They used scrolling layers in the background that gave the game incredible depth. The enemies were full of color and fine details. Even the ships showed the water that splashed up on the side. No detail went missed in this game. As you advance through the level destroying anything that moves, you need to keep your eye open for the orange-colored planes or land vehicles. This gives you a floating object. When collected, it begins to increase your firepower. I believe it increases strength, but it definitely increases the size of the projectile you can shoot. The stronger it is, the easier it is to hit the targets and protect your plane. At the end of each level, you must defeat a boss. There were so many epic bosses in the game. The Stealth Fighter was one of my favorites. It was always so satisfying destroying those bosses. They all had great explosions that made you feel like you really destroyed something. When fighting a ship or base, they even added the fire that burned after destroying the turret. After defeating a boss, it always shows a cutscene with the plane scrolling towards you. I always loved their ridiculous remarks. When the cutscene ends, you get a chance to purchase a new plane and get more special weapons. There are quite a few planes to choose from, each with their own speed and special weapons. Now there were also some bonus rounds you could do to get more cash to help purchase a new plane. They were very simple and quick so you could get the cash and get out. These bonus rounds could be found on the map as green moving trucks. Basically, you just quickly fly down to the bottom of the screen and destroy all the land targets as you sweep by. If you're real good, you can do it in one sweep. In my opinion, UN Squadron is one of the best games made for Super Nintendo. All areas of the game were done so well. Great graphics, good controls, excellent sound, and it had a decent replay value. Check out this incredible Capcom classic.